Ladies and gentlemen, hold on to your White Claws. It's about to get plum wild. Oh, brother. It is Tuesday, April 16th. I'm Nathan Waddell, and as always, I'm joined in the booth, my best friend. He's now on this side because we're doing things the old way tonight. Damian Kiefer.
What's up, brother?
What's up, brother? Oh, man. I love it. Let's turn this music down just a tad. So, tonight's episode is yet again sponsored by Cody Williams Design. When you look good, you feel good. And when you feel good, you race good. Cody does great work on both real and virtual wraps, and we can attest to that because we've both got a wrap done by him before. So rev up your style with Cody Williams Design. You can find his page on both Facebook and Instagram. And while you're there, be sure to use code, let's see if I can pull it up here, PlumWild20 for 20% off at checkout. That's PlumWild20. Big shout out to Cody Williams for coming on board to sponsor another episode. Oh, man, we got a lot to catch up on. We had a 2-week break, so we got a lot to catch up on. But first,
a lot of life events.
Yeah, how are you doing today, Keith?
We're not doing too bad. We've been me and the dog went on a walk earlier.
The dog? Who's the dog?
We have a dog. I have a dog now.
When the fuck did you get a dog?
What the dog doing?
What the dog doing?
It's actually my girlfriend's dog. So we moved into it. I moved into a new place, as you guys can see.
Yeah. Background looks different.
But yeah, we have a dog.
I'm curious. That bed looks really nice, really new. What's the plan for the send-off now?
I've been thinking about it.
Are we gonna cross that bridge whenever we get there?
I was gonna think about something on the fly.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of how the front flip onto the bed started. It was something on the fly, man.
This is where you're gonna sleep at, though.
Well, I mean, I don't mind a broken bed.
Yeah, but then I'm gonna have to listen to it all night.
Well, easy now. Easy. You might be in that bed with me.
Whoa.
Hey, hold on now. It's getting a little too plum wild up in here.
You got shades.
Yeah. And I noticed you also have something on the bed behind you. Did you also happen to get yourself a White Claw in honor of our special guest tonight?
I got a big one.
The White Claw Warrior, Eddie Farness, will be joining us later.
Hold them out and make it look bigger, but if I hold mine out, mine looked really big.
It's all in the angle of the camera, you know what I mean? You can do some camera work to make things seem bigger if you catch my drift, ladies and gentlemen.
I wear an extra large racing helmet.
Yeah, he's got a big head. For such a short man, he's got a big head.
I went to get a haircut actually about 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I was getting a haircut, and the lady was trying to talk aliens to me, like, out of all things. And we're talking about aliens and, like, mythics and gods, and she said all godlike figures have big heads.
Whenever I went to Roswell, that was, like, their whole thing was aliens, dude. It's kind of crazy out there. Are we cracking it open right now? Let's crack it open.
I got a good while to drink this.
Yeah, well, I'll sip on my... Ow, fuck! That hurt. Damn, it broke my damn nail.
I haven't had one of these in years.
Oh, me either, dude. I drank these a lot during COVID. I don't know why. It's like that was the height of them, I guess. Oof. Blackberry. Interesting.
I am of age. I will be.
Yeah, this is of age drinking here on the Plum Wild podcast. But there's a couple of things I wanted to talk about before we brought on our special guest, our White Claw Warrior special guest. Once again, I want to remind everyone that we do have podcast merch through Apex Designs. Just hit up Apex Designs if you want a t-shirt for the podcast merch. I still don't know why my shirt might actually be in the mail. I honestly don't know. But we got, again, podcast merch through Apex Designs. Just hit him up on Facebook. And he'll be able to get you some merch if that's what you're interested in. Got a lot to go over outside of that. So Why didn't we do a podcast last week? Oh, because you were moving into the new apartment, right?
I wasn't finished yet. I didn't go to bed Wednesday. I mean, so I moved in Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Tuesday, check Tuesday. Moved in Tuesday, and then Wednesday. Oh, I finished this room actually, is what I did. And then we didn't do a podcast, which
Which
is
you
kind
were
of sad.
grateful for, I think.
Yeah, because I was like, I didn't really stop building my room and my desk until probably like 9:30.
Yeah.
And it was
I
really,
knew that it was the right call because I was like, he's working his ass off and he's got other shit going on. Like, I just don't want to.
a
I
million
know you're too
things.
nice to like ask if we can not do it tonight, tonight kind of
Right,
thing. So
right.
I was like, let's just.
I was just like hoping that like maybe he'd be like just sitting over here. I'm like, maybe he'll be like, no podcast this week or something. It really like helped my schedule, and it did. Finally I got the camera set up actually today. I
Oh,
go get some. I have a Dollar Tree, literally
Dollar
walking
Tree headset.
distance. Yeah, I have a Dollar Tree within walking distance. So
Perfect.
smack.
Yeah. Um, but then,
What did we do that weekend?
well,
I
wasn't it before that? Yeah, before that though, before last week's podcast, I got triples, and I'm
you
sure
did.
people who watch me stream seen that. But yeah, we got the triples. Thanks again to Knowles Race Parts and Bodies, and thanks again to my mom and dad for helping out with the stand. We got the stand, mom and dad. We came back and we put it all together, and I mean, it was just buttery smooth putting it together. But I will say, like, triples are incredible. They're it makes it the real difference. Like, it's not like a speed thing, right? But I can just see everything now. Nothing is an issue anymore.
No
With
more
someone
clear
high,
highs.
someone low. Like, if I want to run up, come up out of the corner and someone's up there, I can see how high in real time where I can come to. Whereas before
Right.
on a single monitor, if I didn't use my look right button, which is not always the easiest to hit whenever you're racing, I wouldn't know how high I can come up.
Yeah.
And so it really just helps out a ton whenever I'm racing. It's not so much like, oh, I picked up a half a tenth. No, it's just I can race so much tighter now, and I really am enjoying that. The one problem I've been having with it is the black screen issues. I'm sure I know you know about it because I've talked to you about it, and people in the Discord know about it. But yeah, it's the weirdest thing with how I'll load into an iRacing session, like turn my PC on for the day, load it into an iRacing session. All four screens go black because I got three, the three for racing and the fourth one for streaming or whatever else. And 5 minutes into a session, it'll just go black. Everything will go black. Audio freezes up, and have to restart the PC. And sometimes that'll make it not do that for the rest of the night, and sometimes it'll keep doing it. It's weird, but yeah, I haven't quite figured that one out yet. Although I did run a race before the podcast, fired up the PC for the day, and I had changed a power setting in my PC to performance, and it hasn't. I mean, I don't want to jinx anything.
Knock on
Knock on.
knock on something.
You
There's wood behind there.
Yeah, basically. But it hasn't done it yet. I'm hoping it doesn't do it for the podcast. The thing is, it doesn't seem to do it unless there's a little bit of stress. And so that's kind of what, and thankfully, shout out to my boy Colin Bocus. He, he's a good one, right? And he recommended looking into the power settings and making sure it's on performance mode. It wasn't, so now it is. Maybe that'll fix it. But yeah, so that's been the journey with triples. I'm loving them whenever they're working, and hopefully we've resolved that issue. And then like you said, you moved in to the new apartment, left the key for compound, as I call it, He's turning into an
I'm
adult right
still
before
there
our
almost
eyes.
every day.
Huh?
I'm still there almost every day though.
Well, yeah, but that's kind of the, I mean, the race, the race car is at
Race
that
car lives
shop. You know what I
there,
mean? So
works there.
yeah, so you still got to roll on by there, but not sleeping there at
Y'all
night
are-
anymore.
yeah, I've been chef life, dude. It's been nice.
Chef live. So
Racing
you,
wise, I went to Highland
yeah,
in
you went racing last weekend
chronological order. I went to
and the weekend before,
Highland.
yeah.
Yeah, so the weekend before I went to Highland Speedway. Got a heat race win. Where we were really good. And then the feature started fifth, ran fifth. We were
That's
pretty
that little
good.
bitty track, right?
Yeah, we were
Yeah.
pretty good. It was just really difficult to pass without
Can you get closer to your
passing
mic?
behind.
You're the
It was
worst
really
about that.
difficult. It was really difficult at first to get like to pass people, and they were kind of beating and banging there second through fourth.
Uh huh.
And I just figured it was best to just ride, and they continued to beat and bang for a little bit. Not really beat and bang, but they were all nose to tail. I
Uh
couldn't
huh.
really slide them because we are all on the
Nose to
bottom,
tail.
and up top was just a little choppy, but nothing really too bad. One of the guys actually was good enough late. He went up there to the top and passed a few cars to get to second, but we weren't good enough to go up there. And then this weekend, what a rowdy weekend.
What a rowdy weekend, man. So I was, I don't even remember what I was doing Friday. I wasn't watching because I don't have dirt vision. Sorry, I wasn't watching.
Wow.
Anytime you're on flow, I watch, but wasn't watching because you were on dirt vision. And around like 8:20, all of a sudden I started getting notifications, tags, like tags, mentions, DMs. Everyone's like, "Yo, what happened? Is Kiefer all right?" And I'm like, "Oh fuck, what's happened here?" So walk us through what happened Friday night, brother.
So qualifying, naturally, it's muddy.
Yep.
Nothing wrong with it.
At
I
Farmer
didn't
City,
lift.
correct?
Yeah. I didn't lift. That was all she had. Wasn't perfect, but we weren't 7/10 better. That's just all the motor had.
Yep.
And then in the heat race, we were racing actually pretty good there. Got up to like sixth, I think. Then I lost 2 spots because I just got. We were all racing there, and I was on the bottom. They were on the top, and then the top had more momentum, and we kind of got checked up on the bottom a fair few laps. So that put me kind of deep in a B main. And then in the B main, we drove from the back up to third, and I got
Taking how
taken
many?
two,
Okay.
top two transfer, and we were pretty good. It's like lap 4, we got to third, and then I'm sitting there behind the number 43 car on the bottom. I was getting under him. He was kind of chopping me, but not really. But he was just the way he was running the corner. And then he went in there and kind of like spun it out a few times. Not really spin out, but got it free. Missed the line, and I got under him. But then he would come back down. So I was like, all right. I was like, I'm gonna have to like show my nose on the outside and then kind of like swoop under him on entry when he opens up his entry because I'm not gonna be able to drag race him because I don't have enough juice.
You don't have enough juice to do that.
Even if he did miss it hard enough, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I went up. We had a restart. I was on the restart. I was on the top, which was not ideal for Damien. Okay, not ideal. Started on the top. I actually got a decent restart, and I sucked in right behind him on the bottom, and I got under him. I was almost door to door with him, and we went through there. I didn't get by him. I rode behind him. I ran to bottom in 3 and 4. And then, like on the restart, whenever I started up top, I started before that. I was rolling up top, like where the cushion was, and feeling it out.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, I have to be up here all the way.
Yeah.
That's where I need to be. I gotta send it. So I ran the bottom that one first lap after the yellow, and then I ran the bottom 1 and 2, and I hit it pretty good. And I was on his bumper. I felt like enough, and I went into 3 and 4. I was full sending it, caught a little hump on entry, and it was right whenever I stepped back in the gas, and it just spun. And then I see a car coming to my left, as I'm spun out,
Uh-huh.
and he's gonna drill me right in the door if I don't do anything.
Yeah, if you don't gas it up and try to spin it around.
So I gas it up and I turn back right to aim towards the infield.
Yeah.
That was my goal because I thought I could make it, which I could have. But whenever I hit the gas, I got a little excited. Sorry. And I hit the gas too hard whenever I was spun out trying to save it. And I kept spinning.
Yeah.
Like it went straight, but then it kept spinning because I couldn't catch it enough.
Yeah.
And then it spun me out and I stopped in the middle of 3 and 4. And then the guy came in there and hit me right in the right side door pretty good. We went for a tumble.
Yeah. Yeah, that
Pretty
looked
much just like got hit in the right side and I landed on my roof.
Yeah, but it was still, I mean, like, so, like I said, I was getting all these messages. It had to have been minutes after it happened. And,
Oh, my phone was blown up when I got back.
And so I, thankfully someone in the CFM group chat had clipped it on Dirt Vision. And so I was able to see it and I was like, damn, that looks like it hurt. And it wasn't like, it wasn't the hardest lick of all time, but it was a tough little lick, and it was solid too. I mean, door to door, and obviously was enough
open to my door.
Yeah, and it was obviously hard enough to flip you over, and I was just like, damn, I hope he's all right. Like that was my main concern, and then everyone was like, yeah, Dirt Vision's saying driver's okay, and I'm like, all right, well at least that's all right. But I just felt bad. I was like, that's just. Even if the driver's all right, it still hurts to see your best friend's car get hit like that.
Yeah.
Even if it's your own fault for spinning, whatever, it's heartbreaking for you because I know how much you care about your racing program and how much time and effort you put into it, and especially in we talk about it all the time. The 2016 Impressive, like it's an older car, like. I know that
it's an old PCOS B-Mon.
It can't take
100%. And she gets to ride again this weekend. But yeah,
it can't take a lot of those hits. You know what I mean? And so
she's old.
She's old, and so I knew I was like, damn, that's a tough one. I was really just more relieved to know that you were okay. And
I did get a ride in the ambulance. It was kind of cool.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't ride to I just rode like off into the racetrack, but I just sat there and they checked me out. They said my heart rate was pretty high whenever I got off the racetrack.
Really? I wonder why.
That's why I didn't understand it either.
Fucking adrenaline, bro.
Golly, I can't imagine. It was like 200 something.
No way, dude. There's no way. You can't survive a 200 heart rate, bro. There's no way.
Like 197 something. 197 over.
That's your blood pressure, you squirrel.
I don't know. I heard big numbers and I was scared.
To be honest, you probably don't remember much of it, anyways. But I mean, you took a hard lick. How did you feel immediately after, and then the day after, and because I know
immediately after. You want to know what my immediate thought was?
What?
I'm sorry, Dad.
That's it's funny that you say that because whenever I was racing as a young whippersnapper, I actually had a similar situation where I wrecked my car, and I had a very similar reaction whenever my dad came to hang on one second. Let me see if I can delete this comment. I don't even know how to delete this comment.
Mods, ban him.
Mods, where are my mods at, man?
Go and check his house.
Whatever. Anyways, so whenever my dad came, I was like, I'm just upset that I hurt the car. Like I had rolled and the car was all tore up, and I was just upset. So it's funny that you say that was your but it's in that situation, like exactly
the damn thing.
Exactly, and like that was the same reaction I had just as a friend. You know what I mean? Was like, I feel bad for you, knowing that you're okay. I just feel bad that like this has happened, and now you have a tore up race car that you've put a lot of time into. It's a tough deal. And
like the things that we've done in that car. You know,
Right,
it
right.
was like the memorabilia of it. Like the day, the day Lil Black has to go, I'm going to cry.
You're gonna cry?
I've
He's
already
tearing
told
up
Dad.
thinking about it. The
I,
White Claws are already getting to you.
I
Already
was,
making you
I was,
emotional.
I was talking to Mackenzie about it the other day, actually, or like yesterday or something, 2 days ago, and we were in a car. I was like, I was talking about it. I was like, I almost teared up a little. All
Well,
right,
it wouldn't
I'm gonna be honest.
it wouldn't be the same if you hadn't had the success in that car
Right.
as you have. Like you've had a lot of a lot of wins in that car just over last year. And then,
Yeah.
what you have, I think you've won a couple this year so far, and
Yeah.
that car's been good to you for what it is. I mean, you've really turned that car like
She's
no
my
offense to
baby
anybody else.
girl.
Yeah, but no offense to anybody else. Like, I don't know how many other people could do in that car what you've done in that car in 2023 and 2024. So
Right.
it's your baby,
It's my
and
my 20. Well, we originally bought the frame was $3,000,
I remember whenever you
and
bought it.
and the guy that we bought it from bought a brand new car, and we outran that team this past weekend with the 2016.
Yeah, it's crazy. But you surprised probably fucking everyone by announcing on Saturday, no less than 24 hours after you were on your lid, that you were racing that night.
And we started ninth, and I went out there knowing I had no brakes
Golly.
because
And
like we were
here's the
sitting there
thing.
and Dad was trying to fix it, and there was a leak in the line, and we could not find it.
So I'm
And Dad's
curious.
like, just go.
I'm curious. What is it? Whenever a driver says they have no brakes, is it literally like
I literally,
nothing?
I literally. Okay, so
Like you can't
sometimes when
come to
people
a
say they have
stop,
no
or like
brakes,
what?
sometimes people say they have no brakes, like they have brakes, but it slows them down slightly. When I said like last Saturday, when I say I had no brakes, I had no brakes. Zero.
I'm curious though.
Zero.
So, but back up. What was Saturday or Friday night and Saturday like getting a car ready after getting hit that hard in the passenger side, after flipping over onto the roof? What was it like? How much slashing and thrashing had to be done in order to get a race car ready to race like I said, no less than 24 hours later. Less than 24 hours later.
So as soon as we got it back to the trailer, we took the whole body off, fixed the whole right front, changed the door bar, and pretty much disassembled the body and started like getting it somewhat straight. And then we drove home.
And the
We
plan
got home.
originally wasn't to race Saturday night, right?
It was plan was originally raced like both nights.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying like you were gonna run both nights for the Illini race,
Yeah.
and then after that happened, after the flip Friday night, had originally told, I don't know if you want me to say this, but you had originally told me you weren't gonna race the next night.
I didn't think I was.
Yeah.
And then I woke up in the morning. Dad called me, said, "Hey, I think we can get it ready." I just looked at it, and like he was looking at it in the trailer. So I went to the house, got the minivan out, straightened my body panels out with my minivan. I'm so serious.
I don't understand.
Like, so I get my minivan, I get the tire, and I run my aluminum, my body panels over with my minivan tires, and it flattens them out. You get what I'm saying?
Holy shit, that's some jank shit.
It gets some nice and crispy.
But okay. Well, I'm starting this wrong, but I was gonna say it's probably a good thing that you went and raced. Like, I know you're not scared, right? But it is good, I think, to just immediately get back on the bicycle kind of thing.
Gotta
You know
go.
what I mean?
Yeah,
You just
and then
kind of got to get back up on the bicycle and go.
This
Because if
time
you
with
have
no
a
brakes,
week,
though.
well, still, well, if you if you have a whole week to sit there and kind of think about what has just happened in your last race, it's tough. So you know, it's a good thing that you went back out there, and like you said, you went out with no brakes, but you went back out there and literally shocked me that you were even racing that night. I was like, there's no fucking way. For one, I didn't think y'all would have the car ready. Of course, I didn't know how bad it was not being there, but
The body was destroyed, but continue.
how much was bent, and what's it looking like?
I mean, it was mainly a lot of it was the body, and then it got the right front shock, a spindle, a tie rod, and then a door bar. It may have got a little of the frame, but I re-welded it. Don't worry.
And clearly, it got the brakes somehow.
Somehow I got the brakes. Yeah. Well, yeah, it would make sense, but like I have a feeling I know where it is, but we're just gonna replace it all. But yeah, went out there with no brakes, kind of just rode, went ninth to fourth. If we would have had brakes, we win the race. I promise you. But like the racetrack we're at was pretty tight, small track, tight corners. We drove in through the pack and we rode in the pack with no brake. And let me tell you, that is just so scary. So scary. Especially behind some of the in some of the crowds. Because there was one time I actually passed two cars at the same time. I split them coming off.
Ooh, baby, a double.
And I went right through the middle. And then I went into 1 and 2 and I was lifting so early.
Right.
Because I was like, I can't. Well, and then off the gas, it doesn't like to steer very well.
Right.
So I would just
just aggressively
overthrow it and then just stand on it and burp it, get it spinning sideways, then get on the gas. It was goofy as shit to try.
I bet.
But
probably a good thing to learn how to drive like that though, without brakes for the one-off race, just to kind of have that experience in a different driving style compared to what you're used to.
But we tried some things and testing some things that I've been wanting to try, and Dad finally listened to me, and we were muchos ditto.
Oh,
and
good.
I think next time we're out, we'll be out in a B mod.
Okay.
And Dad's letting
she rides again though. She's gonna ride again.
She's riding again. Oh yeah.
Well, good deal. Well,
for a little bit.
Yeah,
for a little bit. We're working out some more stuff IRL. That's actually could be pretty big, but until that gets further along.
Is Damian Kiefer the new Coltman Farms racing driver, replacing Ethan Dotson?
No. I'm going to look at a potential car tomorrow morning.
Ooh, how about that? What is it? Is there any way you can let us know what it is, or what are we tight-lipped on it?
We're tight-lipped on it for now.
Okay. Well,
it'll be something that no one else has.
Right.
It'd be a one-on-one.
Well, there was one last thing I wanted to discuss before we bring on the White Claw Warrior Eddie Farness, and that is a poll that I put up on iRacing Dirt Talk. It was 6 days ago, so we've had plenty of time to simmer on this.
I am not a White Claw fan.
And the poll was, which dirt iRacing build do you think was best? And I wish I could see how many people in total voted on this. Maybe I can. Let me see. 382 votes on this. All right. And the options were the OG build, which could have been split up more, but essentially I kept it all as one. The OG build from 2017 to 2020, which actually went into April of 2021. But the new tire model build, which was April-ish of 2021 into June of 2023. Then we had the dirt refresh, the original dirt refresh, June 2023 to September 2023. So basically up until like week 8 of the Pro Series last year. And then the high air, less tire wear build, which was September 2023 to March of this year, 2024. And then our current build, right? So 382 votes, okay? Overwhelmingly winning the vote, winning the poll, is the OG build with 59%, 227 votes. In second was the original Dirt Refresh with 64 votes at 16%. And then the other 3 options kind of split the remaining votes. But it was interesting to me to see.
There was a clear winner.
There was a very clear winner, and it was the OG build. And I'm not trying to advocate for really anything here. I don't even really know what you should do with this information. But I do think that it is interesting to see that almost 60% of the people that voted, and I think 300 and nearly 400 votes is a pretty good sample size. Now, granted, you have rose-tinted glasses, you have nostalgia, but even I have said in the past that you look back at these old Pro Series races, like and just even league races from that time, it was just the best racing that you've ever seen and you'll probably ever see. Like, it was just incredible. But again, I don't really know what you should do with this information. I don't know if iRacing, whatever. I just thought it was interesting and I wanted to bring it up. And I would love just to like go back and make laps on that build, honestly. Like, if there was a way to make laps on it, I just would like to know, because I was around for it, but not for long. But regardless, that's all I had.
You might be able to do like one of those Sims, like where they have ran it in offline mode for like years.
Maybe. We just have to see, Someone get on that and get back to us on that. But for now, if you're ready, I'm ready to bring on our special guest. Are you ready?
Yeah, I hope he's looking cute again.
I'm sure he is. All right. Well, we're going to be right back with our special guest, Fast Eddie, the White Claw Warrior, Sweaty Eddie Farness. All right. I hope everyone's got their White Claws, because our special guest tonight on this episode is the White Claw Warrior, Eddie Farness. He's the owner and admin for one of the toughest leagues there is on iRacing Dirt, the Northwest Racing Association. He's a longtime friend of mine and Kiefer's, and tonight he finally joins us on the Plum Wild podcast. Eddie, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Oh, man. You've been wanting to come on the podcast for a while now.
Yeah, I like what you guys are doing. It's different.
Yeah,
I want to be a part of it.
Yeah, well, I think it's finally I had wanted to have you on at some point,
not
especially
during the race season, because you have a lot of stress already.
Yeah, I think we caught you at a good time in between seasons, but it was definitely something that I wanted to have you on for. We obviously sponsored the super late model division in the past season.
I think you get better permissions.
Yeah, a little bit of bias on them calls. I felt like there was a couple of things that I think probably shouldn't have went my way, but presenting sponsor kind of gets some calls go his way.
We're trying to help you out with future sponsors, Eddie.
Yeah. All right. I'll take that to consideration.
Yeah, well, it's not yours to take into consideration. It's everyone else. Like, hey, if we sponsor, we get some special calls.
Right. Yeah.
No, but I have to ask, how did you get into motorsports and eventually sim racing?
So I grew up around it. My grandpa did it. My dad did it. My first race, I was 3 months old. So it's been my whole life pretty much. And then I started racing back in 2016, finally. And then I think it was 2019, actually right before COVID hit. I bought a PC and a monitor and got on sim racing, and then kind of the rest is history after that.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think, God, I don't know the exact numbers, but there was a huge boom in the user player base whenever COVID hit, and I got on around COVID, I think in June or July, and a couple months later, I joined a league called Allied Pro Late Model League. What do you remember about those days? What do you remember about the old 5 machine back in those days?
I remember seeing it in my mirror a lot.
Oh shit! Damn. There he comes with
That
the
was
trash
lot,
talk.
that was the last time I could say that though.
No, I remember though. I was pretty fresh to the sim, and I wanted to join a league, and I joined this one, and there's this guy that's in this league that I've joined is Fixed Pro Late Models that he's just winning every damn race,
Yeah.
just about, and it's old Eddie here, and I was
His
like,
prime.
man, I want to be like this guy, you know. I was looking at your I rating and shit, and I was like, man, this guy's like 3,000, 4,000, whatever it is. Like, damn, I want to be that good, and look at us now.
It's good to set your bar low, but you jumped past that a long time ago.
I don't know about all that, but so we were in that league together, and I remember racing against you and running third. It seemed like every week that you won, I finished third, and I think you had missed a feature or missed a race or something like that, and it came down to like the final race in one of the seasons that we were in together. It came down to the final race at Knoxville, and I needed to win. You needed to finish dead last, and in order for me to win the championship, that is. And I had practiced my ass off, man. I'd practiced so much, and I was leading that race, and you were in the back, and things were looking great. And what do you know? I believe. Don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure it was Nick Baum that came out of nowhere in second place and was running the top so damn good. And I don't know what happened. He had gotten to my outside as I was coming out of the corner because I was running middle, and it turned me right into the wall, and I was madder than hell. But those were the good old days, man.
Good that race. Yeah.
That
was fun for sure.
So, talking about the leagues and everything, everyone now knows you. Well, I don't want to say everyone, but like most people that know you now know you because you're the owner and promoter for Northwest Racing Association. So I want to know, when did you decide to start up your own league, and kind of what led to that decision?
It's pretty crazy, and I remember talking to someone who I met on Xbox. So I used to do all my leagues on Xbox, on the NASCAR Heat games and all that kind of stuff.
No
So
shit.
I had kind of like the Heat or the league experience kind of thing,
Yeah.
but not like to this level. And I started iRacing, and a week later, I was like, I'm going to try it. So I created a league on iRacing and started promoting in January of 2020. So that's 2 months after I started iRacing. I ran my first race in a league, and now we're three years down the line, or 4 years down the line actually now, and it's grown more than I thought it was going to grow, for sure. I mean, when I started, it was an asphalt series, street stocks, and pro late models, and everything was fixed. So it from that to what it is now. I mean, I can't be more, I guess, proud. Happy with how it's going.
Yeah. So let me get this straight then. So you started iRacing, and then almost immediately you started a league, and that was, and it was NWRA then too, or did you change? Did you have a different name?
Yeah, it's been NWRA since the start.
Oh shit, I didn't know that. I guess I should have done my research a little bit better. So this probably won't make a lot of sense as a question, but given what I now know, but I want to ask it anyways. I feel like when someone starts their own league, it can sometimes stem from their own belief that they can admin races better than others. Like they just kind of have this belief that like, this person can't make calls. I can, or you get shafted and you're like, oh fuck, I can do this better than they can. Is that kind of what led you to starting your own league? Was because you felt like you could be an admin better than most?
No, not really. I mean, especially because I never ran in a league on iRacing before I even started my own. So I kind of had never been in. I think I ran one race, and it was World of Thunder. It was street stocks at Fairbury, and I finished like 17th. So it was like that's the only league race. That's the only league race I ran before I even started my own. But really, I kind of just wanted to start my own because I liked you're racing for something, have the points involved, and I love doing all that stuff. I mean, the points, now I started doing all the graphic stuff that I do, but
the power rankings. I love the power rankings.
Yeah. It was kind of just, I'd liked having like a set, I don't know, from like the official races, you can join whenever, but like if you're going to a league race, you're racing with these set guys, you're doing, kind of what you're doing every week.
This is the race for points kind of thing. Like, whereas in officials, you can run any race you want for points.
Yeah, I kind of liked having like the controlled environment, I guess you'll say.
Yeah.
Away from the officials or the hosted, that type of thing.
I got you.
Control the yellows, actually.
Yeah, right.
Be an admin.
So your league has grown so much, and the competition is pretty stiff. I mean, even Dylan Wilson said this is, NWRA is one of the better leagues out there, one of the best, I believe is what he said. Your league, NWRA, does have a lot of kind of unique rules rules or ways that you do things, and I kind of want to know, how do you toe the line between the norm for your regular racing events and the way most people do things, and like your own special rules? Like, for example, hardly any other league has subs for the races. So like, how do you toe that line between, almost, you don't want to like have too many different rules because there are other leagues and some people might just not know, even though it's the same way every week, they just kind of forget. How do you toe that line?
Most of my rules honestly come from real racing. I've been around it most of my life, or all my life. So seeing it in like the real world, I kind of brought those into this and try to keep that the same. The sub rule though, that was, I know everyone can't make every race. This is a game or a sim, whatever people want to call it. And people have lives outside of this. So I didn't want to be like the asshole guy and be like, oh, you have to show up every week if you want to, win a championship. And I get this the same way in real life, or it is that way in real life. You can't have someone, I mean, kind of, you get away. There are some ways you can get away with it, but, I didn't want to be like, oh, you have to show up every week if you want to, be in contention for something. So, knowing that no one can make every race, some people do, but not all people can with work schedules or families or anything like that. So, I wanted to incorporate that so people felt like they had a chance, even if they had to miss this race or something like that. And this season, the sub thing kind of got blown out of proportion.
Yeah,
so
it kind of did. Yeah.
That'll be changing. I'm gonna be changing that in this next coming season whenever we start that. But the sub rule mainly was just, I know everyone can't make every race, so I wanted to give them some leeway to still feel like they have a chance. Because now all of our series, you pay to race, so it's not fair. I mean, supers were $25 to enter this year. Someone's going to pay $25. They miss a race, they're out of the season.
Man,
that
price increases.
Damn, inflation, man.
Inflation.
Right.
So there's other rules that like
the invert.
The invert, like just
invert,
certain
cool.
things.
That's a cool deal though, and how you did it though.
New, that was new.
What like you come up with these things, like what I kind of want to know just how much you care about driver input, and where do you kind of draw the line of like, it's my league. Like I run it, because it does seem like you we give you so much shit, we give you
No, we
we
don't.
give you so much shit, right?
We don't give Eddie any shit.
But
We're
it does
so
seem
nice
like
to him.
after you kind of cool off and think about it for a little bit, like you do kind of take it into consideration, right? But like how much, do you care about the driver input? And again, where do you draw the line?
I've always said that I can't do this if I don't have the drivers to, show up every week and support me. So, when I first started, I was kind of like, screw everyone. This is what I'm doing, and this is how it's going to be. If you don't like it, don't show up. And I kind of got away from that because even now, like when people say it, even if they're like defending me in Discord or something like that, like I'll say, hey, don't say that. Like I don't like that. If you don't like it, don't show up. Um, Type of thing, mentality,
Right.
I guess you could
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
I mean, now I was like, I want everyone's input. If there's something you don't like, even if it's one person, they can come to me. And this season was a big improvement on that. A lot of people came to me. A lot of people, I had one-on-one conversations with a lot of people this season, just about different things um, that they didn't like or they liked something like this. And so, more now that we've grown and I've seen how much it's grown, driver input's a huge thing for me.
Good. That's good. I mean, it really kind of shined to me how true that rings with the inverts to me. Like that was because I hated the invert, but we struck a really good middle ground with the choice, by the take the money, with that whole deal. But it does I wonder, like, you have an idea for something that makes your league, a thing that's unique to you, and then you get all this negative feedback that probably kind of hurts a little bit. Like, I think really that's the best example I can come up with on the spot with the invert. It's not really unique, but you want your league to be a little different, right? Because you don't want it to just be like anything else.
Yeah,
It
I mean,
spices it up. It gives you something to think about, or like something that could. It's a new outcome. Like it's the unknown. That's what racers hate and love. Is the unknown.
yeah, for sure.
We
And
like to be in control in a way.
yeah, that's for sure. And that was people after the first week. They were not fans of the invert.
I know I wasn't.
Yeah, I mean you were, and
I'll
a
line
few
you
other
up,
guys
bro.
that went fast time, and Aaron with Aaron Setup Shop asked.
Yeah.
He was already sponsoring qualifying awards, so he actually brought up the idea, make it up to the drivers. So we changed it, which was if you want the invert, then you get the money. If you don't want the invert, you start on the pole and you don't get the money. It was type
Which
of thing.
was
So
shout out to
and I
Lyndon
saw,
Whitfield. Lyndon's idea.
true.
Big shout out to Lyndon.
It was huge improvement after that. I mean, no one bitched about it. There was a few weeks where no one took money, and then I think Dylan Wilson cashed out the most in the supers. I think he got $70 just off of taking the inverts every week, just from the supers, not including the other series that he ran.
Yeah, he did it at Charlotte and at Eldora, I believe. And it backfired on him at Charlotte. God, that was so funny. What was that like from the admin booth whenever you see he takes it, restarts, and then just like, damn, first lap.
Immediately. Not much you could do. Just feel bad. It was like, and I texted him too, like right after. I was like, well, at least you got money. Like, at least you got $40. Like, shit, it's like, damn, like it sucks, but like that's part of you're taking that chance. I mean, it's a risk and reward type thing, and that's, changing that definitely.
That was a really good example. That was a really good example, though, of listening to driver input, in my opinion.
Yeah,
and that's like I said, we give you a lot of shit, but that's what I love about NWRA is like, you do, you try new things. Well, maybe not new things, but you try different things, and then whenever we give you feedback, you kind of adjust to see if we would like a middle ground or take something completely out, or even with the sub rule with the rating rule on the sub rule, like that was a good one as well. Whenever you think back to this last season of NWRA with all the different divisions that you ran. What did you think of the racing, the turnout, the competition of this season in NWRA?
First off, this super late model series this last season was one of the most competitive we've had.
Very.
59 drivers showed up to at least one race. So 60 paid. Only one driver didn't show up. I know who it was. So, but so supers alone were the most competitive class that we've had in a really long time, and it was one of those series that is hit or miss, kind of. You know,
Sometimes,
when we first ran the supers a couple seasons ago, we only got like 35 drivers, and so I took them away, and I'm like, you know, it's. And then the last few seasons we've been running pros, and pros started dying out. So I was like, all right, I'll bring supers back. And the last 2 seasons of supers have been our highest class of drivers showing up consistently every week, and definitely one of the most competitive. Um, Big blocks. If I'm gonna go series by series, I don't know if they're coming back. A little teaser right there. A lot of drama.
Oh
And
God,
I
the
think
fucking the big blocks always have the most drama. Ain't that right,
yeah,
Keith? You ran some of them races. I know you know.
I stopped running them because of it.
I know.
yeah. And I think
Like,
a lot of
nothing
it.
against Betty, but I was just like,
No,
I'm
no, and
tired of it.
yeah, I get it, and a lot of it stems from the officials and all this
Yeah.
other stuff, and then it brings it into this, brings it into the league, and I mean, even if it's just probably not just my league that it happens in, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, they put on good racing, but there was just so much every week that like there's these little things that people are fighting over, and it's like this happened on Monday, we're racing on Wednesday or whatever it was. It's like, why do you guys still care? So yeah, you know, I
It's
like the big blocks. They're a fun class. I mean, they can put on really good racing, but yeah. So we'll see
We'll
with
see about
those.
that one. And then
Yeah,
what else was there? Was two other divisions, correct? There was the fixed pros
Fixed
and
pro
the
race.
fixed
street
pros.
stocks.
Yeah, fixed pros. I jumped those up from the limited, um, just to kind of see. That was another good showing. 45 some drivers.
That one, from
And
what I've seen, that one had a really good turnout and some really good races throughout the
yeah,
entire season. Like that one, honestly, kind of surprised me, and mainly because I know most people don't really like fixed pro late model. Most people don't like fixed to begin with, and then much
yeah,
less fixed pros. That one really surprised me.
yeah. I changed it up to see something because we ran the limiteds, and then everyone was like, "Well, let's jump the limiteds to the pros," because not everyone likes the limiteds, and I get it. They're low horsepower, just driving
They're
around.
turds.
Yeah, so I jumped it up, and the last race of the season, I was a dumbass, and this goes to listening to drivers. Connor New told me put all the air pressure up, so we ran on high air pressure for 80 laps around Lanier, and even though it was crazy, people saving, people trying to go, and it was actually one of the better races because
Yeah,
you had the people that set out front early, and then you had the people that were saving
it's
coming through the
strategy.
field later in the race. Yeah,
And that was
and
before the new build where like the tire wear is a really big factor no matter really what air you're on.
yeah. So it was pretty
You
crazy.
had to bump it up to make it a factor, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah. It was that last race of the season was pretty crazy just to watch the difference of strategies
Yeah.
to who's gonna go for it and hope everyone else blows their stuff off trying to catch them, or who's gonna wait. And so yeah, the pros though were really good. Um, if we're hinting at stuff, those will probably be open next season. Open setup. I'm gonna
Okay.
bring those back to open. And then our street stocks, they've been away for a few seasons. There was a lot of drama the last time I ran them, but this last season was one of the better ones that I ran. We had 57 drivers sign up for it, and I
Yeah.
think 54 showed up to at least one race. So um, it was a great season with the street stocks. Really competitive that series is.
Fixed or
Um,
open? That was fixed, wasn't it?
it was fixed, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's personally my favorite car, so I always love running
Right.
street stocks. But no, that
The
season, I mean,
boats, man. Boats.
yeah, I know. All classes this last season were fun to watch admin, and then the competition was just off the rails.
So on that same note, you have hosted a league on iRacing Dirt through all of the builds that there have been, just about. I mean, if you group them into like the OG build, the new tire model build, and then this post this dirt refresh build, you've hosted this league throughout all those builds. In your opinion, from the admin, the promoter perspective, which build or builds do you believe have put on the best racing for the fans, the people that are watching?
Definitely this last season was hard to top. I mean, there was multiple races where there was multiple leaders, where there was multiple lanes.
Except for Lanier
Yeah, Lanier is always one of those tracks,
and
and
Lernerville.
and I do different things with the weather settings to try and get tracks, and it's not always perfect, so I don't always get the best track. But there are some nights where the racing is really good. There's multiple lines. So this last one we were on definitely was a good one, and then the OG one, of course, um, usually always made for really good racing wherever we were at, any class we were in. So, but this last one, I think it brought more the tire wear, brought more into it, um, just because you couldn't go balls to the wall, especially with the length of races we were running. There was that you kind of had to wait for the right moment, and once everyone started going at one time, it made it for really good racing.
Yeah.
Good deal. So, next question. What's next for the Northwest Racing Association? Anything big on the horizon you'd like to announce, or have you ever, thought about, hosting a big money race, just a one-off thing, or what? You got any plans that you'd like to share? That's kind of the
Uh,
all-encompassing question there.
I've got a couple things in the pipeline. I'm gonna do a big micro event.
Ooh.
They're new cars, so kind of wanted to do something like that. And then I've kind of been thinking about doing some sort of like speed week thing where we just do like this series races, 4 days in a row and something like that. But I don't know. It's nothing like set in stone yet. The micro thing is more, is going to be the first thing that we do, and that's more, more into detail what we've got going on. So, just those few little things over the summer with real racing starting. I'm not going to do another season until probably September, October area. But we will be coming back, and I hinted at this in our Discord last month or something that all classes are going to be open set. So I don't know what all the classes are going to be yet, but we're going to change it. Everything's going to be open set, and we'll see what happens.
Oh yeah. Well, speaking of the real racing, that's the last question that I have for you. If you wanted to talk just for a minute about what you race in real life, because I'm sure some people do, but most people might not know that you actually do race in real life. And you race. Aren't you from Washington, somewhere up in that area?
Oregon.
Yeah. So you race up in Oregon. What do you race up there, and how has that been going for you so far?
Our class is called Street Stocks. It's different from Street Stocks in the South and the Midwest, but I run a 78 Camaro, stock Camaro. I mean, you don't see a lot of them anymore. So,
It's the old school street stocks.
Yeah,
it
original
is. I mean,
Street. At one point they were super
growing
late
up-
models.
yeah, that's true. Growing up, that's all you saw was Camaros. So, yeah, last or 3 years ago, I bought my uncle's Camaro, and we started just putting everything together and built it up to make it a little bit more competitive, especially with all these G bodies we got it going on now. And last year we actually finished second on the Oregon State Tour.
Nice.
Haven't got a win yet in the street stocks, but it's definitely coming. Yeah. If I didn't lose talent or literally choke, I've choked a couple.
I've done it too, though. I've done it too.
Yeah, there's been a few where I led 27 of the 30 laps and gave it up with 2 to go coming to the white flag.
If you'd put down the damn White Claws, man.
Dude.
Wait,
Can't help it.
Wait. That's one last thing though. What about the White Claws? Where did that whole thing start from?
I don't know. Matt Fletchell, one night in league, he was going off about something and he said that and everyone caught on to it, and now it's this. I don't even drink White Claw. Like I have no idea where that thing started. So,
He drinks
yeah.
Trulies.
No. I drink Coors Banquet. Like I drink real beer,
Coors
not
Banquet.
This
Hey,
guy's
man.
such a liar.
Cheers
He's
to
a
Eddie
poser.
here.
He's a
Cheers to
poser.
Eddie with the White Claws. Cheers.
Oh my god.
You want to
It's still
get in on
lighthearted.
this, Eddie? Get in on this. Cheers. Cheers to Eddie. All right. You got anything else for Eddie here, Keith?
No, we appreciate you putting on the league. I've been running NWRA for a long time now, and I've been a champion of a few series. Won a few races in it. Got a race in pretty much almost all the series now, besides the straight stocks, because I refused to run a boat. I did actually, before Eddie had subs one night, Hunter Parsons needed a sub, and I logged it to his account and raced straight stocks Fairbury, and I wrecked Keith Acne, and I ran fourth. And you yelled at Hunter. You yelled at Hunter, and I didn't mic up. I was like, it was the only time I've probably done that. But it was a good time. But no, we love raising your blood pressure.
Yeah.
Eddie
Every
said
night.
he only had like 3 breakdowns.
Yeah.
But it was at
No, I
least
said 1.
I think it was 2 or 3.
I only got mad once this
eight,
season.
eight,
Oh,
eight.
come on.
And that
now.
was just in the supers. That's all. I don't know what goes on in the other
supers
one.
alone. There was at least 6. Where it was at least 6 nights where Eddie said, "I'm fucking done. I'm not doing this shit anymore."
That's
No,
my go-to, man.
we give you so much shit, but we really do appreciate you putting on, I believe, one of the better leagues that there is for iRacing Dirt. So we appreciate all you do. If you want, here's your opportunity to give a shout out to anyone while you're still here.
Yeah, I mean, with the league stuff, all the drivers that come out and support every season. Like I've always said, I can't do it without them. If I don't have drivers show up, I can't run a league. So, those guys you guys included, you guys make it what it is today. I just fuck shit up usually. So,
No, don't say that.
No, that's your brother's job, Dale.
Yeah, right.
Oh, no, I'm just kidding.
No,
We love
just
Dale.
real, just everyone that's been a part of it, and all the sponsors that have. I mean, this last season we had a huge plethora of sponsors that came on board, including you guys.
That's a big word.
Whatever. Yeah, you know.
Plethora.
Including you guys, and just everyone that helps out. You know, like I said, none of this is possible without the sponsors or the drivers. So just to everyone that does it.
Hell yeah. Well, there's Eddie Farness again. We appreciate you so much for coming on, and I'm sure we'll be seeing you around. And we can't wait for next season of NWRA. Everybody stay tuned for more information on that. We'll be right back. Thank you, Eddie.
Thank you.
All right, that was everyone's favorite. Well, maybe not everyone's favorite, but the league admin, the owner of NWRA,
Eddie Farness.
Eddie Farness. So, what do we got up next on the docket, man? We got racing this weekend or what?
Got a birthday celebration.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
And racing.
Everyone in the comments, everyone watching this after the fact, Friday, April 19th is Damian Kiefer's birthday. Everyone wish him a happy birthday. Happy birthday, Kiefer. Cheers with the White Claw. Love you, buddy.
Shit, yeah.
Oh, man. But are you're not racing this weekend or what?
We are. We plan on racing Friday night, at least. Just with what the car is looking like. So we're gonna see. Probably gonna hang out with the girlfriend Saturday and go see her family. If not, I'll be racing Saturday at Highland. If we do, that's not a guarantee. It's probably like a 25% chance that happens right now.
Yeah.
But that's the possibility. Friday night we'll be racing a B mod. Where is undetermined because there's 3 possibilities. But
oh my god, I didn't mean to do that. Well, anyways. Yeah, so so you're possibly racing this weekend. Definitely having a birthday though. So
had a new license today.
Oh, you did? It was that time?
I had to renew it. Yep.
How much does
I
it cost to
finally
get
will
yours renewed there?
$27.
Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad.
It was I finally will be vertical or horizontal.
I was about to say because it's horizontal in Alabama. Whenever you're like,
Yeah, 21.
yeah, whenever you're 21. But if you
Yeah.
hadn't had to renew it like on your 21st, then you don't.
You
But
guys want my social security number?
I'll take it.
All right.
No, but so that's what you've got going on. Super excited. The reason that we did the podcast tonight instead of Wednesday night, Hannah is coming back home tomorrow. Not for good, but for just to come back home and visit
Did
for
you
a little
bring her
bit.
PlayStation?
I don't think she's bringing her PlayStation though. Sag. It's unfortunate, but I'm super excited to have my wife back home for a little bit. I've missed her a lot, even though I just saw her about a month ago. It's just crazy that I don't know if it was a month ago. It was just a little under a month ago.
Wow.
It's just
You don't even
crazy.
know.
It's weird, like the time has kind of flown by, but then again, it's also kind of drugged by, and so I'm very, very happy that she's coming home tomorrow, and she'll be staying for I think about a little under a week. If anyone is going to be at Talladega Short Track this weekend for the World of Outlaws, I plan to be there. Me and Hannah will be there either Friday or Saturday.
Hannah will be doing autographs, huh, Nathan?
Hannah is clearly the most popular of the two of us, so she'll be the one giving out autographs in the women's bathroom at approximately 3:20. But yeah, so I'm actually really excited to see the World of Outlaws at Talladega Short Track. Like I've said, the past I think 2 or 3 times that I've after I've went to the races, that it's been racing really well this year. I'm excited to see the likes of Bobby Pierce, good old Booby Pierce, and I don't know if Davenport's going to be there, but I'm sure a lot of heavy hitters are going to be there. I don't think there's anything else really going on this weekend. Yeah, Hoffman will be there. So looking forward to that. We also have a fairly big money race coming up. If y'all remember the Spring Madness Pro Invitational that ran 3 or 4 weeks ago, whenever Matthew Selby won at Eldora, there is another Spring Madness Pro Invitational race coming up. It is going to be let's see, what day is that? Yeah, so preliminary. I'm just gonna read off what the promoter sent to me. All action starts at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. It's going to be super late models at Lanier. There's 2 prelims. They're both 50 laps, and then the main event is 100 laps. It's going to be open setup. So preliminary action starts Wednesday, April 24th at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. 2 servers. Server 1 opens at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Server 2 will go live once Server 1 has concluded. Top 10 from each prelim, A main, make the show for Saturday. There's provisionals. If you don't make the top 10, they're $30 each. And then provisionals will go on sale Saturday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time before the Sunday show. Main event night will be where the money is made. Sunday, April 28th at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. It's a full event on Sunday. You must race for your starting position in the feature. As of now, top 5 will be paid. Could be more depending on entry. It's currently a $1,000 pot. Pre-registration is $15, which ends April 17th, which is tomorrow at 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time. Once pre-registration opens, registration will go up to $30. You have until April 23rd at 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time to get registered. Prelim features will be 50 laps, and the main event on Sunday, April 28th, will be 100 laps. I couldn't get the flyer to open correctly, but yeah, just let me see if I can get this. Let me see if I can get this going here. Hold on. Just give me a moment. I'm gonna put this up on the screen for you all, fine folks. You want to get registered for this race? I plan to race it. I don't know if Kiefer, are you free on the 24th and the 28th, brother? Hello?
I don't think so.
There is your flyer. So like I said, that's scan that QR code if you want. Join the Discord to sign up. I'm sure if you just look up Spring Madness Pro Invitational on iRacing Dirt Talk, there will be information there. But I'm excited to run that race, actually. Money races are they're few and far in between. Like they've kind of, I mean,
there used to be a bunch of them.
there used to be like one a week, it seemed like, and now they've kind of gone by the wayside. But glad to see Kigo. Big shout out to Kigo. Glad to see him trying to put some money races back on the schedule. And of course, everyone's kind of waiting around for the information for the spring fling. I'm looking forward to that. But for now, we got the Spring Madness at Lanier, April 24th for the prelims, and then April 28th. Don't forget to get signed up for that and get your entry fee paid. Kiefer, you got anything else for this episode of the Plum Wild podcast?
No, I just appreciate y'all. I gotta figure out something for later on. I think I'm gonna move the bed over, then might be able to get a little swing or something here to do a flip.
You got anything for us to send us off today?
I can jinxie this.
You wouldn't. You would, dude. Yeah, just straight kick that thing. Yeah, no. And it's like on top of your monitor, right? I'm assuming.
Yeah.
So that'd be kicking the monitor. Yeah. That's fine.
It'd be a bad day.
It's, you're not going to send us off in style in this episode, but hey, tell you what, how much do you got left in your White Claw?
I'm going to chug it, but I ain't going to be able to finish it. I got a good amount left.
All right. You want to chug it to send us off here?
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers to getting Plum Wild.
To Plum Wild, baby. I didn't have much left. Oh, baby. All right. Well, that'll do it for this week's episode of the Plum Wild podcast. Thanks again to Cody Williams Design for sponsoring tonight's episode. Don't forget to use code PlumWild20 for 20% off at checkout. For myself and Damian Kiefer, thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you right back here in the next one.